late 1970s, my uncle was studying medicine at the University of Chicago. One day, after class, he decided to hitchhike home. A man drove up and offered my uncle a ride home. He looked normal and seemed friendly, so my uncle got in the car. However, on the way, the man suddenly took a different route. My uncle told the man he was going the wrong way. The man looked at my uncle, put his hand on his leg, and smiled darkly at him. "No, son," he said. "You're coming with me." My uncle froze and began to panic. When the car slowed down in traffic, he quickly opened the passenger door, jumped out, and ran away without looking back. A few years later, my uncle was watching TV when he noticed something that made his blood run cold. There was a picture of the man that had picked him up. He had been arrested for the murder of at least 33 boys and young men. The man on the television was John Wayne Gacy. He was a notorious serial killer. The police had found 26 bodies buried underneath his house. But the creepiest thing of all was that he had removed the door handle from the passenger side door of his car to prevent his victims from escaping. I grew up in a very small town in Montana, and during the summer, my brother and I would sometimes sell lemonade by the side of the road. We didn't make a lot of money, but we did have fun selling the lemonade to people who were passing by. One hot afternoon, my brother and I were standing at our lemonade stand when we noticed an old, rusty car pass by us 2 or 3 times. At the time, it struck me as a little creepy. Eventually, the car slowed down and stopped right in front of our stand. There was a woman in the passenger seat, and as she rolled down her window, I saw that she was very skinny, with gray hair that was stained a sickly yellow from too much smoking. I couldn't see the man who was driving very well, because he never looked at me and just stared straight ahead. Both of them seemed very odd, and their clothes were old and dirty. "You boys out here selling lemonade all by yourselves?" asked the woman. "Yeah, my mom let us," I said. "Is your mom home?" she asked. "Yeah, she's in the house," I said. The woman turned and looked at the man who was driving. He nodded, still staring straight ahead. The woman turned back to me and said, "Okay, I'll have a lemonade." "That'll be 25 cents, I said, as I poured her a glass. She rummaged around in her purse, and I could hear coins clinking. Then, she pulled out a $5 bill and held it out to me. A chill went down my spine. Why was she handing me a $5 bill if she had coins in her purse? Something just didn't feel right. "I don't have any change," I lied. "You can keep the change," she said. "Just come and take it." Something felt very wrong, but $5 is a lot of money to a kid. I walked up to the car and reached out to take the $5 from her hand. As soon as my fingers touched it, the woman suddenly grabbed me by the wrist and began pulling me into the car. I screamed my lungs out, and my brother ran to the house, yelling for help. The man floored the accelerator, and the car lurched forward. I fought with all my might and managed to wrench myself free from her grasp. The car stopped, and the man got out, but I was already running for my life. My brother was pounding on the door and screaming. My mother rushed out, and I turned just in time to see the rusty, old car speeding away. We told my mom what had happened, and she called the police. When my brother and I calmed down and went back to the lemonade stand, there was a $5 bill lying on the ground. We packed up the lemonade stand and put it away for good. Thank you for listening, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed the video. And if you did, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment. But remember, stay haunted, my friends. I'll see you next time.